People, it is NRL Grand Final day, and finally, we get to see the Melbourne Storm take on the Broncos, and we'll get to see who is our 2025 NRL Premiership winner. But that's not the only game that's happening. The Burleigh Bears taking the Warriors in the NRL State Championships. Following after that is the NRLW Grand Final between the Roosters and the Broncos, and then the NRL Grand Final follows that after. So, in today's video, I'm not just going to be previewing the main NRL Grand Final, I'll be previewing all three games, which include the ones that I just mentioned. With all that said, we're going to start off with the Burleigh Bears versus the Warriors. Okay, so as I said, we are starting off with the NRL State Championship game. So basically, if you're confused on it, if you're a regular NRL fan, you probably don't know too much about it. So basically, the Warriors participate in the New South Wales Cup, and then Burleigh Bears participate in the Queensland Cup. It's the reserve grade team, so reserve grade for the Warriors and a whole bunch of other teams in the New South Wales, like part of it, all versus each other. And then there's one winner who wins the New South Wales Cup, and it's the same thing for the Queensland teams, but they're not, because there's only 3 Queensland teams, there's not many that have connections with actual clubs. I believe the Bears, though, have a connection with the Broncos. But yeah, so basically, with all that said, they both won their individual Queensland New South Wales Cup, and that's why they're versing in the State Championship. So it's at 1:20 PM in Sydney time. You can watch all these games on 9. Conditions look quite good at a core, and I'm expecting there to be a slight crowd at this game. Not too much of a big one because it's pretty still early, with the Grand Final being much later in the day. But I could see a lot of people still wanting to go with this. So we're going to start talking off with the lineup. So we'll go with the Warriors first with their lineup. Retian to PQ, Seta 2, Ali Liotu, Molly Graham Taufu, Edid Kossi, Luke Hanson, Tanner Boyd, Bunty Afo, Samuel Healy, Tanner Stowers Smith, Kalis Fatiofa, Eddie Lamia Tofa. Sorry, I'm very bad with these names. The captain is Going. I'm just going to say that because that's how it's spelled. Jet Cleary, which is Nathan Cleary's brother, so I'm excited to see how he plays. Jason Salito, Tom Alley, Freddie Lussick, and then those are the reserves. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the reserves, but I'm actually excited to see Nathan Cleary's brother Jet play, because I haven't seen any of his. Then we'll go over to the Bears side of it, where Nicholas O'Mealy, Troy Leo, captain, Sammy Saluma, Kia Perry, Mitch Watson, Josh Rogers, Guy Hamilton, Fletcher Baker, or Barker, Paul Roach, Matthew Colliner, Adam Christensen, Ewan Moore, Sam Kosa for the interchanges, Cole Geyer, Lizendro Mutalio, Takita Muta, Ma Paparangi, and then Lachlan Sheldon. So those are the teams, and not too much to say, so I will give my little bit of my predictions. I'm going with the Burleigh Bears to win. I'm thinking more less than 12 now. But I don't really know too much about this I keep calling the New South Wales Cup the NRL State Championship. Well, yeah, I guess with me saying New South Wales Cup is kind of correct, because I don't know too much about the other teams, and especially with the Queensland Cup, which I had no idea who was in the final for that until it was announced that the Burleigh Bears would be in there. Okay, with that said, we are going to go over to the NRLW. Shockingly enough, this is the only Sydney side that is in any of the grand finals. The New South Wales Cup winner is the Warriors, who are based in New Zealand, where they play the New South Wales Cup. I don't know how that really works, but still, that's a New Zealand team. Followed by the Burleigh Bears, who's a Queensland team. And then in the NRL Grand Final, it's the Storm and the Broncos. So the Sydney Roosters in the women's are the only Sydney team, and I think they'll get a whole bunch of support. They kick off at 4 PM. It's first versus second. Conditions, as I said, look good. You can watch it on 9. I think maybe Fox as well. But look, the Roosters are going into this as an undefeated side throughout the entire tournament. Strange as a coach has been brilliant. Like, for what more does he need to do? He's already brought the Roosters to a undefeated season. Now they go to the grand final. If they win, that's a fully undefeated season, which is ridiculous. But the Broncos are going in. They have got some really great talent. Upton is a brilliant player. Obviously, is that Daily M winner for the women's this year. So yeah, it will be a really close one. So Aliyah Nasso and Tanisha Gray is in for the Roosters, and Tanaya Navidi is out. That's for the Roosters, and Azela Yamaka is in for the Broncos, and no one is out. So we'll go through the Roosters starting 11. Bryden Parker, Jermaine Fressard, Jessica Surgis, Isabel Kelly, obviously captain of the team, New South Wales captain as well, Mia Wood, Corbin Baxter, Jocelyn Kelleher, Otis Poole, Keely Davis, Rimmer Butler, Aaliyah Nasio, Jasmine Strange, Olivia Kernick, Shadden Burton, Macy Carley, Alicia Lopenmaru, Amber Hall, and then we'll go to the Broncos team. Captain Tamika Upton, Kerry Johnson, Marie Hufungo, Julia Robinson, Hayley Maddock, Gailey Broughton, Ali Brigshaw, maybe captain of Queensland? I don't know. But I know she plays for Queensland. Aneta Claudia Nusara, Jada Ferguson, Brianna Clark, Lorian Dam, Romy Tzel, Kelly Joseph, Destiny Brill, Chelsea Lazanduzi, Shayna Kisolka, and Shalom So. Okay. And if you hear me laughing, it's not like the names, it's just my really bad pronunciation. But with all those really bad pronunciations done, we are going to go into my predictions. And I'm going with the Roosters to remain undefeated the entire season and win by less than 12. Arguably, all these games should be less than 12 because they're the best teams. Well, you could argue that some teams in the NRL Grand Final have lost to other teams. Just saying, the Broncos lost to the Parramatta Eels. Just saying. Okay, on to the NRL Grand Final. Okay, so the Storm and the Broncos. Second is where the Storm finished, and the Broncos finished in 4th place. You're going to be able to watch this on 9. And, wow, it's going to be really excited for this one. I necessarily don't like both teams. Like, I hate the Storm. They've stopped us from winning a premiership only maybe 10, a bit more years back. And then the Broncos, well, they're from Brisbane. I just don't like teams from Brisbane, unfortunately, because, I'm from New South Wales. So I can't like a team from Brisbane, especially the Broncos, but at least we beat the Broncos normally when we go versus them up in Suncorp, which is good. But I am going for the Broncos in this game. I just really want a really good, high-scoring game, to be honest, but close. But I'm going for the Broncos just because I have so much hate for the Storm. We're going to go, it's at 7:30 tonight. We'll go through both teams so that Grant Anderson is in for the Storm. Then for the Broncos, Jack Gawesky and Patrick Carrigan is back, with Ben Tolty being out for the Broncos. You know, funny enough, I've obviously talked about it before. Burleigh Bears run by the Broncos, I believe, because when I see their jerseys, it's got the Broncos next to them. So unless they're all run by the Broncos, I think they are. That means the Broncos could win 3 premierships because they're in all finals. If I'm correct, please correct me in the comments, but I think so. Okay, for the backs, Storm, Ryan Pappenhausen, Will Warbrick, Jack Howarth, Nick Meaney, Xavier Coates, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes. Just saying all 3 of those names together, it is terrifying, the team they've got. Stefan Ukatuku Manu, Harry Grant as captain, Josh King, Sean Below, Elisa Katoa, Trent Legera, an interchange, Tyron Wishart, Etuvalu Lisati, Tua Kamikaka, and then Alec McDonald, with obviously Coach Greg Bellamy with so much experience. Also, I think the referee is Grant Atkins, so I think they got rid of Klein, which is good. Now for this terrifying Broncos team: Reece Walsh, Joseph Karapani, Katoni Staggs, Gemont Shibasarski, Dine Mariner, Ben Hunt, Adam Reynolds as the captain. We know what he can do, especially with his kicking game. Corey Jensen, Corey Pakes, Payne Haas, Brendan Piakura, Jordan Ricky, and Patrick Carrigan. On the interchanges, Ezra Mann, Kobe Hetherington, Xavier Wilson, and Tyson Smoothly, with their coach being the magical Michael Maguire. And I'm very excited. So, to end the video off, I'll be talking about my predictions. And my predictions for this game is the Storm to win by more than 12. I know it's unfortunate. I just see the Storm winning, which is really annoying. I did predict them to win, though, so that's not that bad. But it's really annoying. I don't want them to win, but look, I think the Storm are too powerful enough, and I would like to bring some insight into why. I don't know. Obviously, I went to the NRL Fan Fest. They were there. I saw those guys. Couldn't really tell anything from that, but look, both teams going to this thing and to go their hardest, and it'll be a very good game to watch. But yeah, unfortunately, I do think the Storm are going to win that. But okay, anyway, that is finally the end to the video. I do really appreciate you guys watching this video, because thank you so much. I'm trying to put out the best content ever. Well, it's not really the best content ever, really, is it? But like the best I can do. So if you can consider subscribing if you made it to the end, I would really appreciate that, because we are trying to get to the road to 1,000 subscribers. At least if we can hit 600 by the end of the year, would be very great. We are only 30 away. So see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.